In this chaotic world, the need for peace and solitude has become increasingly urgent for us, seekers of wisdom. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, there is goodness in secluded solitude. If a person learns to use it well, he will find in it a strength that will never end. In today's video, we will discuss 9 advantages of living alone for your success. First benefit, makes you more efficient. One of the main tenets of Stoicism is cultivating control over our thoughts and emotions. In this context, living alone can be a powerful tool for achieving greater efficiency. Stoics believe that by spending time in solitude, we can train our minds to stay focused on the most important tasks. When we are not distracted by outside distractions, we can focus all our attention on what we are doing. This allows us to work more efficiently and effectively because our energy is not fragmented and our focus is not divided. In solitude, we can find the calm necessary to complete tasks precisely and in a short time. As Stoics, we learn to appreciate the value of solitude in achieving our goals and controlling our own destiny. Second benefit, brings up ideas and creativity within you. In the teachings of Stoicism, solitude is not only seen as a physical state, but also as a mental state that allows us to delve into the depths of our thoughts and imagination. When we are alone, we give our mind space to wander without limits, down the hidden corridors of ideas in our minds. As Epictetus said, do not let your mind be a prisoner of others, but rather let your mind be a prisoner of yourself. In solitude, we can delve into our subconscious and surface creative ideas that may be hidden in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Like Einstein, Newton, and many other scientists, great discoveries are often born from moments of solitude, where our minds have the freedom to imagine without restraint. Likewise, free-spirited artists often find their greatest inspiration in solitude, where they can express themselves without external distractions. So, if we want to explore the creative potential and new ideas within ourselves, we must allow time to reflect in solitude, where our minds can wander freely and touch new and unexpected frontiers. Third benefit, you become a fast learner. Epictetus taught that it is impossible for a man to learn what he does not wish to know. In solitude, we can focus completely on the material we want to learn without external distractions. The high level of concentration achieved in solitude allows us to absorb knowledge more quickly and more deeply. Additionally, time spent exploring things or reading books in a focused manner enriches our minds with new knowledge. As Seneca said, a life unexamined is not a life worth abandoning. By taking time for solitude every day, we not only give ourselves the opportunity to reflect and dive deeper into knowledge, but also hone our ability to learn quickly and effectively when dealing with complex mental tasks. Fourth benefit, happier than other people. In Stoicism, solitude is seen as an opportunity to find true happiness within oneself. Epictetus taught that happiness is a state of mind free from anxiety and desire. The Stoics understood that happiness does not depend on the external environment, but comes from within. Those who learn to spend time alone learn to find happiness in their own existence. They no longer depend on external recognition or relationships to feel happy, but consider themselves as the main source of happiness. As Marcus Aurelius said, happiness depends on our own thoughts. By befriending themselves and honing their connection to internal happiness, they find unshakable peace, even amidst a busy outside world filled with distractions and anxiety. Thus, those who spend time alone experience more lasting and deeper happiness, because they are no longer trapped in the hunt for temporary happiness outside themselves. Fifth benefit, you will be a good listener and respected in society. In Stoicism, solitude was considered an opportunity to develop internal qualities important in social interactions, such as patience and tact in communication. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can hear more than we say. Stoics who spent time in solitude learned to be good listeners, appreciating every word spoken by others with deep patience and attention. They are more silent and think before they speak, so that every word they say has weight and wisdom. This way, when they speak, their words are respected and taken into account by others. Over time, they gain a reputation as thoughtful listeners and are respected in society, as they bring wisdom and empathy to all their social interactions. Thus, solitude not only enriches the internal relationship with oneself, but also enriches the relationship with other people around them, making them more loved and respected in society. Sixth benefit, improve your relationship. In Stoicism, solitude is seen as an opportunity to deepen our connection with ourselves and others around us. Seneca taught that one of the greatest joys in life is to have a strong relationship with oneself and others. When we spend time in solitude, we have time to reflect and understand the values that are important in our relationships. We learn to appreciate the people in our lives more and understand their needs and hopes better. By being alone, we also have the opportunity to pay attention to our own behavior and habits and recognize problems that may arise in our relationships. Thus, solitude helps us to become more aware of relationship dynamics and gives us time and space to repair and strengthen our connections with the people we love. By better understanding ourselves and others, we can cultivate deeper, more meaningful, and empathetic relationships, ultimately improving our happiness and well-being and our connection to the world around us. Seventh benefit, improves your brain and mental health. In the Stoic view, solitude is a powerful tool for improving brain health and mental well-being. Epictetus taught that nothing harms us but our own thoughts. When we spend time in solitude and silence, our minds have the opportunity to relax and recover from the noise of the outside world. This helps reduce stress levels because our brain is no longer constantly exposed to external stimuli. In a state of solitude, our brain produces less cortisol, the stress hormone, and in turn, begins to produce more dopamine and serotonin, the happiness hormones that bring feelings of peace and happiness. Over time, conscious and intentional experiences of solitude bring significant benefits to our brain health and mental well-being, allowing us to feel happier, calmer, and more balanced overall. Eighth benefit, helps you in self-reflection and increases self-awareness. In the philosophy of Stoicism, solitude is seen as a valuable opportunity for self-reflection and increased self-awareness. Epictetus said that if you want freedom, do not look for things outside yourself. Look within. Self-reflection, a practice that is very important in the search for calm and peace in a busy life, is often considered difficult for many people. However, for those who are used to solitude, self-reflection becomes easier. In solitude, a person is accustomed to quietly contemplating and focusing on their own thoughts without being distracted by external distractions. This creates ideal conditions for effective self-reflection. In addition, when we sit in silence with ourselves, all the social layers and roles we usually play in society begin to fall apart. We are allowed to be ourselves without outside pressure or expectations. In this state, we can begin to recognize and understand ourselves more deeply, touching the true essence of our being. By understanding ourselves better, we can increase our self-awareness and broaden our horizons about who we really are, allowing us to live more authentically and meaningfully. Ninth benefit, savings. In Stoicism, solitude can also be related to a more frugal attitude in spending. Epictetus taught that we must not only guard our hearts from unnecessary desires, but also guard our pockets. When we spend time in solitude, we have the opportunity to reflect on the true value of what we really need in this life. We are no longer tempted by social pressure or advertising to buy unnecessary items just to meet other people's expectations. Instead, we learn to evaluate things more critically and only buy what we really need. In solitude, we gain the freedom to express Stoic values that prioritize satisfaction in simple needs and independence from excessive desires. Thus, solitude not only helps us to live more simply and frugally, but also allows us to cultivate a wiser attitude in the management of our finances, in accordance with Stoic teachings that value control over desires and respect for the resources at our disposal.